All right. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I know what time it is. Another check-in with targeted individual CJBK. Right now, just finished my second route of the day, and we got a bit of electronic harassment going on right now. Right now, we're dealing with some jamming or some electromagnetic interference. I did 2 routes with this bike, had no problems with it, with the battery or the electricity flowing through the bike. All of a sudden now, the battery has at least 2 bars in it, and then did you see that burst I just got? Then all of a sudden now all of a sudden, well, first and foremost, let me say this. There's a shit ton of electricity flowing through the muscles of my lower back, my kidneys. A lot that's passing through the prefrontal cortex. Most of it's being generated, most of the electricity is being sourced from my cell phone and the battery of the bike itself. I could tell this is basically an interference or some type of like jamming of a sort, because I can feel what feels like a distant like string, like this warm like beam of something coming in contact with here. And now I can't get this to stay on at all. And I am nowhere close to the base. So I know they're doing this because well, I'm me. I'm me. I'm figuring out how to do things naturally, and they want everyone to be sucked into the whole technology aspect of it, of their new world order. But I'm still figuring out how to do things naturally. All right, now that I'm off that terrible street, let me see. All right, now you see that boost now, and then it just died. You see that? Now I'm pressing the button. All right, and then it dies. Right now I'm pressing the button. Boost up, and then it dies. I did 2 routes with this bike today, had no problems. Now all of a sudden this is dying. Mind you, these bikes are connected to the internet. They do have a GPS tracking on them, and I'm sure there are various people who have connections or controls to these bikes whenever they want, because I also know these bikes can be controlled on how fast they can go. So I don't know, I'm gonna just keep on trying, but it's gonna keep on going off. I tried pressing down on the battery, but the battery is secure. I don't know, this literally started right after my last stop. Like, the bike was working just fine, and as soon as I got to my last stop, that's when this started happening. And mind you, what I was doing before it started, I was listening to a video about noticing how to pay attention to you shifting realities. Learning how to pay attention to learning how to shift realities whenever necessary, or learning how to pay attention to synchronicities and different things that are happening in your life. Now, I'm not going to pedal. I'm going to see. Oh, it still dies. All right. So it's not something that's like, oh, it happens while I'm pedaling. It's something there's something in between the battery and then the wiring. something is creating like a shortage, or something is like blocking or interfering with the power flowing from the battery to the bike. Now let's take a look. Right, this is the battery. It's secure. Right, battery is secure. I don't see no problems really anywhere. See, two battery lights. Let's wait for it. Now it's not turning off now. Alright, still on. It still has like a resistance to it, because my bike is empty, like the trailer is empty, so I should be flying right now. But it's dragging, like something is stopping, like it's literally, it should not be going slow like that. I shouldn't even be pushing this hard with turbo on. So I already know that they're basically trying to see if they can make me look worse in front of a supervisor that they're using for their psyops. I turned it off and turned it back on. Oh, it just went off. So they're trying to use specific people for their psyops. Damn it, there it goes again. Let me try just turning it up maybe a little bit. Alright, I'll try eco, see what happens with eco. Nope. Alright, gonna have to change the bike then, because I'm not even gonna bother with this for the next one. Yeah, because obviously they didn't necessarily want me to have a girlfriend. They didn't want me doing a job where I was delivering packages. They wanted me to be a police officer so then they can use me to carry out I guess you could call them assassinations with badges. I mean, honestly, that's because why all the secrecy in trying to get people to join the police force, huh? Why all the secrecy? Then you realize it has nothing to do with helping anyone. It's all about dominating and controlling people's lives, and then using whatever information you can gain about that person's life to say, oh, well, if you don't do this, we know this, and this about your life. We know about your mother's health. We know about your sister. We know about your uncles. We got all this information that we obtain by means of extracting the very information that is around every single person's body, and it's something called your biofield, or if you want, your aura, or if you want, your prana, or whatever you want to call it, your soul's energy field. All these memories, every thought you have, every emotion, everything about you is all around you, whether you realize it or not. It's all around you. And what they don't want you to know is that for years they have been using devices to transmit frequencies, which your entire body is made of frequencies. People need to realize this at some point. They need to realize why all these so-called Bluetooths and why everything's going wireless, and why they trying to push for everything to go digital. Why? Because if you make everything digital and there's a digital copy, digital twin of everything, you can literally try to control everything, and making people a thing by means of using the wireless body area network. You can literally control people, things, all using very, very secured internet channels so that nothing that's supposed to be classified or secret or whatever can be detected by normal, regular technology. I'm at the point where I've already figured out who is who when it comes to all of the targeting. I figured out who is who. I figured out, like I've been telling you all for a while. It's still been going up, but right now I'm not even pedaling. This block is much easier because it's all downhill, but if I start pedaling, it's gonna cut off. So obviously they did something to the mechanisms of the bike, the mechanics of the bike, the electrical mechanics of the bike, so that now the power does not circulate through the bike properly if I start to pedal. See, it's still on, but anyway, yeah, I need to replace my phone too. My battery life is sitting at like the actual battery's life is like 78%, so I know I need to change it. I'm thinking if I should just go ahead and just get an Android though, because at this point now, knowing that iPhones actually are, let me see, is it gonna die? No, it's hanging in there. It's hanging in there. It still feels tight though, like it's not getting the amount of energy that it's supposed to get out of the battery. So this bike definitely needs to be serviced, or on some random occasion or whatever, for whatever reason, all of a sudden it'll start working properly with somebody else. Yeah, but it's definitely not. Oh, here we go. Here comes more resistance, or not really resistance, but it's them just not allowing the energy from the bike, the battery, to just flow through the bike properly. Come on. I was like, alright, turn off, turn on. Alright, now you see that. Oh, now it just cut off again. I know they're probably doing this because, one, they want to try to see if they can irritate my supervisor in a way. This is like some way that they can try to make me look bad, or make me seem incompetent. A lot of this is all expected. And I kid you not, I don't have to do too much anymore. I realize I don't have to do too much anymore. They're doing everything to expose themselves at this point. I've done more than enough reading to realize that they have to keep drilling my brain with electricity just so I can't remember all the stuff that I already know. Or not that I can't remember. It's not that I can't remember. They're just inhibiting me from remembering at that point in time. But there are times throughout the day where I could actually just not think about something that I want to think about, and then like a split is almost kind of like a split second where I just choose to think about it. That's when I'll be able to recall every piece of information for just a short period of time, and until I start to feel the pressure build back up in my memory cortex again. Yeah, they're doing quite a bit though. Struggling with the girl though, because my lady, I don't know, she seems like she's still very, I don't know, maybe because I've been aware of it for much longer and I've been going through being overtly harassed for so much longer, I'm like, yo, there's certain things about the world I don't even care about no more. Like, if I just don't have the energy, I it's like I can't, because I just don't have the energy to. And because I'm trying my best to show people all that I can show them um about how energy harvesting and how they're like extracting our life force from us to give to somebody else, or they'll extract our life force from us just so that we can't perform to the best of who we know we can be, because we just don't have the knowledge or the information about how to protect ourselves from these these frequencies being transmitted from electronic devices, and from the devices that are embedded in people without them knowing that there are devices embedded in them. These self-assembling nanobots that are all conductive. They're all converting radio frequencies and electrical. They're all converting radio frequencies into electrical impulses in the body, and converting the electrical impulses of the body into radio frequencies. This is the reason why when you look on, there's a reason why if you were to take a spectrum analyzer and you just did a recording of a room where no one is speaking at all, but you see all the different frequencies is picking up, all the different people, all the information or different people that's probably talking through the V2K or whatever, that's all getting picked up in there. It's all getting picked up in there. Hold on. Alright, so I got back to the base. This is the same bike. I was just told that there's no other bikes. So, same bike, but I changed the battery, as you can see. I changed the battery. Now, it seems to be working fine. I'm still getting a little jolt here and there, but it's also probably because they haven't connected me to this battery yet. Because remember, everything is connected. You got to remember these sensors that are all around, and I mean everywhere. Even though you can't see them, there are sensors all within the plasma of the ether. Yes, I said the plasma of the ether. So, I don't know. It seems to be working fine now, but yeah, they got like a whole psyops thing between well, obviously they'll use anyone that I have to communicate with, anyone that could be used as a resource. So what they're basically doing is saying, oh, this person wants is sleeping with your girl in the they don't call it like the metaverse, they just say we're interdimensional, and I understand how this technology could basically make people feel interdimensional, because that's what we have tactile virtual reality for. That's why we have stuff like quantum entanglement and the use of these qubits and or quirks and stuff like that. So alright, so I got my next route. Seems like the battery is doing fine right now, so it could have been a faulty battery, I don't know, but the battery was doing me just fine for the first two routes I did. Anyway, so yes, it's interesting lately, or what they've been trying to get through to me is they've been telling me that I'm very emotional but my emotional energy isn't necessarily doing me any good, because emotional energy can't block directed energy. They're like, emotional energy can't do anything against the frequencies that we're sending, the intensities that we're having the frequencies resonate with your cells, your tissues, your body. You know, they want me to believe that there is no hope. They want me to believe that you can't control yourself. These are things that they tell him. He has no control of his energy. He has no control of himself. He can't control nothing. He don't control his girl properly. He don't control his mother. He can't take care of nobody. He can't do this. And this is what they're programming. This is what they're programming. Right? First and foremost, I rebuke any spell casting, verbal or through any material means, that are being used to manipulate or cause any harm to myself or anyone who interacts with me. And say that first and foremost. So right now you're seeing me ride on what's called the West Side Highway Battery Park Bike Path, for all the stalkers that probably like to ride their bike and they want to look for maybe a TI to try to like ride by and be like woohoo, and do, you know that's how they do it too, like they, you know. Ooh, good. All right, and we're going again. Okay, so it does. Well, you know what? I have a bit more weight. I had to get a little creative because we're low on bins. So yeah, if you look back there and you seen that, yeah, I had to get creative. With my next route. So hopefully everyone's packages and produce is just fine. So I don't know, how's everyone doing right now? I'm just kind of like talking. I wish I could be a bit more productive on some of these videos, but I'm really only collecting as many words that they're allowing me to. There's like a crazy amount of electrical activity going on in my prefrontal cortex and the memory cortex. There's like a beam going in here and then one coming through down like that. Let's see. Okay. And it's always interesting that when I start to call out almost very precise spots on the body that they're overstimulating, all of a sudden the stimulation and the pressure of the wave starts to decrease. And I'm just always reminding myself that like sometimes you gotta call the devil out. Sometimes you gotta call him out. Because you know the devil always gotta hide what he's doing. But if you know exactly what the devil's doing, call him out. Alright, damn. I gotta get across. So many cars. Alright, I gotta get across. because I'm not going to be able to fit on the bike path, and then all those cars coming and the people coming that way, they're going to interfere with me trying to get back onto the bike path, so I got to go on the street. This is the most trickiest part about coming down this street, because it's like on only for this block, there's like these barriers. You see where the bikers are? The trailer does not fit through those bike barriers. I have to go through like a certain, like, specific barriers. I have to go through specific barriers just to be able to go all the way through, but I can't fit the trailer between the barriers. So it's either I go through the side barriers where the passengers cross the street at, like where he's at. There's barriers over there that I could fit through, but I can't fit through the ones where the bike path is. So I wouldn't be in this lane. I wouldn't be in this lane if I could have just did what I wanted to do. But it was too many people coming. You ever find it funny how it's like the light literally just turned green, and then the cars from like 3 cars behind me are honking their horns. I'm like, yo, I feel really grateful that I don't drive in New York City. But then again, that same type of rush that you have when you're driving, you still have that even when you're walking or taking the train or taking the bus. Even that same type of rush, like right now, he's like walking through the bike path, and it's like, dude, it's a bike path, move. You know, and people will be like, oh, that's rude for you to say that. No, it's a bike path. He's not even looking, like, and then everyone would be like, oh, well, you should ring the bell. It's like, well, obviously obviously I'm aware of him, but I'm just like, he's obviously not paying attention to the fact that he's walking into a bike path full of e-bikes and bikes with trailers. But they'll be like, oh, they'll be like, oh, you're rude, oh, secret society don't like you, Chris. Josh, what up? So you're the only one at JFK doing overtime? You're the only one doing overtime? I was like, you know, funny thing is, I actually hit overtime last week, and that was surprising to me because I only worked 5 days. But then, you know, what happens sometimes is they'll ask you to do like a couple of, like an extra route or something. So, you know, most of the time I'm always trying to finish my day before the time they expect me to clock out. But then, I don't know, sometimes I gotta put it to you like this. I don't consider myself the fastest, but I like to consider myself fast. You know why I'm fast? Because I don't really like working. So when I work fast. So then when I finish, especially doing all this, because it's like, if I could, like, this current route that I'm on right now probably should take me no more than 50 minutes, right? What time is it now? Let me see. I think it's probably about like 9:15. I just finished on picking up the order by 9 o'clock. So I'm assuming I should be done by 9:50. Hold on. All right. So yeah, lately I feel like my back is like melting. Like they're literally disintegrating my back. Everything of the lumbar feels like it's literally being what's the word? Like like even from the very smallest atom that's making up every connective tissue bone, like it's all being separated. Everything is hot. The muscle tissues in the lumbar region literally feel inflamed, as if like All right. Do you know? Well, I'm asking the question like that. If you have ever done electrical stimulation, if you've ever done like electrical stimulation therapy, um, it's like, or even if you haven't done one of those, you know those belts, those ab belts that you see on the TV, and they're like, oh well, it's a current that's basically running through these pads, and then the current then stimulates your ab muscles to cause them to contract. Well, that's literally what they're doing. These frequencies, when they're causing you like the back pains and the neck pains and the thighs and the groins and all these different tissues, it's not just only muscle they attack. They attack everything. Everything has a frequency. That's what you need to realize. The intensity of each frequency that they are resonating with you, if you're being targeted, it's being turned up so that the cells are vibrating so violently that it's causing like intense pain. And I'm glad that there are people who are whistleblowers, because they're the ones who come in with the real fact checks. They're the ones that basically really like, I don't know what's going on over there, but oh shit, oh, looks like that bus driver's about to get reported. That's not funny, but anyway. Hey, let me finish this real quick. I'm back again. Yeah, right now it's 9:51, so I definitely couldn't move as fast as I wanted to, but I have so much energy, so much electricity that's like, all right, if I flip the camera, right, okay, you can't see it, but there is literally like, I don't even know how many waves of this energy is moving this way, but even though you can't see it, it's there. There is so many frequencies. It's like wrapping around. Actually, it kind of comes up, connects up here to the main link, right? Connects up here to the main link, and then they're overstimulating my back. So now the energy, whatever communications or packets that they send up here, it now tells, I guess, the nanobots or whatever, or I don't even know how it works, but it then, I wonder if it's like, I just had a thought come to my mind. I wonder if it's like, all right, you know how in Pokemon Go, the Pokemon is like augmented reality. It's there. Your phone can interact with it, but not necessarily you, but it's there. You got to remember, there's data, there's frequencies, there's all kinds of energies that's still there, even though the phone can basically see it, but you can't. There's something there. There's something there. What if it's like an antenna, right? It's an antenna. Everyone has this an antenna. And we are all known by our nodes. We're like basically 24 hours connected to, I don't know whether it's a satellite or a drone or whatever. I just know that when I'm going like this, if I have my thumb pressed against my index finger like that, and I'm going like this, right? I feel something from the sky going in this direction, hitting directly into my palm, and then it passes through the palm, and then it connects right up here, and going through the skull and intermingling or entangling with the prefrontal cortex. Man, look, I'm gonna say this. I'm just glad I know, and I feel bad for people who kind of want to know, but then they're afraid of knowing because they know they know that if they actually start to try to learn about it, they might actually end up having to experience what we're experiencing, and then they would have to go through the whole ordeal of people thinking that they're crazy too, even though the people that think they're crazy are the ones who know about it, and they're only doing that just to basically keep you off of their scent so that you don't realize that they're a part of it the whole time. and then yeah, they basically just are protecting themselves, because I mean, the V2K tell me they're like, only certain people know about this technology, only certain people supposed to know, only certain people supposed to know. So I'm thinking to myself, so you're telling me there's a whole population of the world who has this technology inside of their body, and they're being pulled, dragged, pushed, and stimulated by someone sitting in a remote location sending frequencies into their body. Hold on. Alright, so right now, like, my back is my lower back feels like it's on fire. And it's all electrical stimulations. So in a nutshell, right? So the phone itself produces its own electromagnetic field, but it also has sensors that are able to send and receive signals, whether it's radio frequency or light that can basically, oh wow, that literally just came. Oh, all right. It's always something. All right. Do I have time to want to fix this? Sorry, a little strap just came loose. I don't normally like to use these, but I just used what was there at work. Anyway, so the phone itself produces its own electromagnetic field, right? But then the phone has all these different sensors sensors built into the phone, including an antenna. Now, these sensors and antennas are basically sending and receiving numerous amounts of data or energy to be able to collect data and transfer it somewhere else, right? Your phone is connected to your wireless body area network. The antenna it connects to. Alright, so I'm back again. So like I told you, all of the stimulations, all the pains, the vibrations, thoughts, memories that don't even feel like it was your memory, but somehow you remember something that you don't even really remember how you remember it. All these things are being transmitted and induced into our minds through electrical stimulation, but they are using radio frequencies to carry the information. The radio frequencies are then received by the biosensors that are embedded inside of our bodies. These are nanoscale biosensors, meaning you barely can you need a high-powered microscope to see some of these things, or most likely you need a high-powered microscope to see it. And then they from what I've learned about some emerging technologies, white papers, is that these bots, they position themselves, they tend to position themselves right near the synapses of your neurons. Why? Because they can intercept the electrical impulses that are being transferred between neurons, intercepting this data, decoding it, and then transferring it to a server where someone at a remote location can then go through this information and then perfectly synchronize it with your digital twin or your digital voodoo doll, and then do whatever that they will to you. And not only just do things to you, but probably and most likely, because it's a means to make money, sell access to your wireless body area network, so then other people who are a part of the augmented society, who are already online and have access to their own W bands, they can then link themselves onto your network. And then look, now the bike is messing up again. The bike is messing up again. So now they can link themselves to your network and then say, he's talking shit. Let me send some energy into his back so it could cause him some pain. And I start to wonder too. I wonder if the pain intensifies more over time because more people are joining. So it's like, obviously I'm pretty sure the pain I'm feeling now is probably nothing compared to the pain I was feeling in the very beginning when all this first started with me, because I figure I didn't have as many people watching me then. Pretty much probably the only people that might have been watching me was the one to Michael, the one who probably got me all set up and all this. He probably recruited some people, told them, hey, you should come and check out this link about this, in his words, this bitch made ass nigga, and he a snitch too. And they all probably was like, word, and they all just kind of like, did whatever they do to link themselves up, or they're already linked. They probably just switch to a different frequency or whatever, and next thing you know, boom, now they're looking at your body, and now whatever they want to do to your body, if they want to go through your memories, they can go through your memories. If they want to, if they want to send a signal to cause you pain in your glutes or your back or your ankle, wherever they want to hit at, I guess it's kind of like not necessarily like the game of Operation, but like like a voodoo doll. Like you click on, you see how these video games are nowadays and how real they look. So imagine with these people who are connected to the internet and they're fully augmented, they could literally just like pull up a whole different, like a little picture-in-picture screen or something, and then they're looking at like your body, and then they could just be like, okay, stimulate his knee. How many people are on his knee right now? Not that many. All right, let me go ahead and add on to it. Oh, I was the last one that was needed just to cause him some more pain. And I'm like, maybe they do try to see if they can get more people to attack specific areas, so then that would increase the pain. Because I don't know, it's strange because I always say this, and every week I'm never proven wrong. I always feel like they do the most on the weekends because I feel like there's more people available to watch. I feel like they do the most on the weekends because there's more people available to watch. Because the stimulations I feel during the weekday isn't necessarily all that. I mean, it's not as bad as the weekends. I'll say that. I'm still getting attacked. I haven't been getting as many dream manipulations, or maybe I have been, but they've been erasing it, so I don't, like, they've been erasing my memory soon after I would have a dream, so then I couldn't remember. So I started, as I'm reading more about esoteric things and dreams and how entities of other dimensions try to communicate with our subconscious, especially while we're sleeping, especially during the witching hour, to try to see if they can get us to agree to things. And I love the fact that they've told me that they're interdimensional. So I'm like, okay, I'm slowly starting to learn how technology nowadays could make people interdimensional. We've already seen the hologram phone already work in several conferences, and we already seen that. And when it comes to tactile virtual reality or tactile VR, you could literally hold a ball, like a sphere, that's just like, it could look like it's all light, but you could literally hold it in your hand because of the number of sensors that are probably around the area, or like wherever the ball is at, is probably surrounded by sensors that are basically beaming light at various depths and intensity, so that once your hand actually tries to touch the ball and the sensors, hold on, I'm trying to see if I could still hit it. I couldn't get it all the way through because it had people coming on the other side. I wanted to go wide. Anyway, yeah, so what else? And the crazy thing, I need to address this because I already know, I at least know of one person at my job that watched my videos, and I never had no problems with him. He cool in my book. I mean, he ain't never gaslit me. At least I don't think so. But a lot of other people have definitely gaslit me. I don't know if it was like intentional on some secret harassment type stuff, or maybe they were just messing around. I don't know. This is why I don't bring up, gang stalking around just anybody and everybody. As you can see, I'm still struggling with, my train of thought. So it's like when I do this, I want to be able to like focus and be able to, refute or just go against any type of like argument someone would have against me, claiming that like I might be crazy or something like that, or the technology isn't real. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. Y'all take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Time to get my last route. Peace.